Okay, so good afternoon to all the students. Okay, now we are going to start the lecture. Okay, in that last lecture we have started our unit number 3. Okay, and in that unit number 3 we are going to study regarding to the three different types of the machines are there. Which are that machines we have to study in this chapter number 3 or that unit number 3. The name of that unit number 3 is the reciprocating motion tools all there. Okay, and now in this unit it consists of three types of reciprocating motion machines are there. Okay, first type of the machine is the shaper machine, then planer machine, and the slaughter machines. Okay, that three machine we want to study in this chapter number 3. Okay, almost all the introduction part. Okay, the introduction of that all three parts we have studied in that last lecture. Okay, once again I will revise the some parts from that. Okay, the shaper machine. Okay, the what it mean by the shaper machine? Shaper machine is nothing but it is the production type of machine is there. Okay, in that it consists of the one ram is there, and inside the ram we are going to fix one single point cutting tool is there. Okay, and in that shaper machine, that work piece it is mounted on the table and it is fixed. Okay, and we are going to reciprocate the ram. Okay, inside the ram we are going to hold the single point cutting tool is there, and with the help of the suitable mechanism, for example, crank and slaughter river mechanism. Okay, with the help of that suitable mechanism we are going to reciprocate the ram. Okay, when your ram is going to reciprocating, along the that ram, that single point cutting tool is also reciprocating, and it will remove the metal from that workpiece. Okay, it is called as the shaper machine. Okay, means in that shaper machine we are going to reciprocate the single point cutting tool. Okay, with the help of the suitable mechanism or with the help of that ram. And in that shaper machine we are going to fix the workpiece. Workpiece is fixed in the shaper machine. Okay, then what is meant by the planer machine? Again, planer machine is nothing but it is the one production type of the machine is there, and in this machine, okay, in this machine we are going to reciprocate the table. Okay, in this machine we are going to reciprocate the table, because on that table we are going to put our workpiece is there. On that table the workpiece is mounted, and in this planer machine we are going to reciprocate this table with the help of the suitable mechanism. Okay, with the help of the suitable mechanism we are going to reciprocate this workpiece, and in the planer machine our whatever single point cutting tool we are going to using, that single point cutting tool it will be stationary. Okay, that single point cutting tool we are going to using in that planer machine it will be stationary, and that table, okay, on that table we have mounted the our workpiece is there. In that planer machine, that table is going to reciprocate with the help of the suitable mechanism, and your single point cutting tool it will be stationary, and in this manner we have to remove the metal from that workpiece in the planer machine. Okay, then next type of that machine is the slaughter machine. Then what is meant by the slaughter machine? Again, it is the one type of the production machine. In that slaughter machine we are going to reciprocate the ram. Okay, but that ram we have to reciprocate in vertical direction. Okay, in that slaughter machine our one ram is there, and the position of that ram it will be in vertical. Okay, vertical ram is there, and inside that ram we are going to hold the one single point cutting tool is there, and that ram we are going to reciprocate up and down. Okay, with the help of the suitable mechanism we are going to reciprocate that ram in upward and downward direction, and your workpiece it will be stationary. Your workpiece is going to stationary in that slaughter machine. Okay, with the help of the reciprocating motion of that ram we are going to remove the material from the workpiece. Okay, this is the simple basic introduction of that three machines. Now we are going to discuss in detail the construction and working of that each machines. Okay, okay, before going to the construction and working of that shaper machine and planer machine, okay, we will cover the first point, that is the classification of that shaper machine. How that shaper machine is going to classify. Okay, now see the classification of that shaper machine. Okay, first classification of that shaper machine is, or that shaper machine is going to classify according to the ram driving mechanism. According to the ram driving mechanism. Then what is meant by the ram driving mechanism? Simple. Which mechanism we are going to use to reciprocate that ram? Okay, because we are knowing that in that shaper machine we are having one RAM is there, and inside the RAM we are going to hold the single point cutting tool is there, and it is necessary to reciprocate the RAM to perform the operations. Okay, then which type of driving mechanism we are going to use to reciprocating that RAM? According to that, your shaper machine is going to classify. Okay, see here, first type of your shaper machine is according to the driving mechanism, that is the crank shaper. Then what is meant by the crank shaper? Again, it is very simple. That crank shaper is nothing but, in this type of the shaper machine, we are going to use the crank and slotted lever mechanism. Okay, in this type of the shaper machine, we are going to use the crank and slotted lever, slotted lever quick return mechanism for reciprocating the RAM. Okay, in this crank shaper mechanism, we are going to use the slotted lever quick return mechanism for reciprocating the RAM. Okay, when we are going to use this lever quick return mechanism for the reciprocating of that RAM, this type of the shaper machine is called as the crank shaper machine. Okay, then next type of the shaper machine according to that RAM driving mechanism is the gear shaper machine. Means with the help of the gear, okay, with the help of the gear we are going to reciprocating the RAM. Okay, it is called as the geared shaper machine. Okay, when we are going to use the gears to reciprocate the RAM, such type of the shaper machine is called as the geared shaper machine. But this geared shaper machine is not widely used. Okay, now then third type of that shaper machine is hydraulic shaper machine. Okay, then what is meant by the hydraulic shaper machine? It is again very simple. In that hydraulic shaper machine, we are going to use hydraulic system. Okay, hydraulic system, or with the help of that hydraulic system, we are going to reciprocate the RAM. Okay, with the help of the hydraulic system, we are going to reciprocate the RAM. Then it is called as the hydraulic shaper machine. Okay, then that hydraulic shaper machine is very efficient as compared to the rank shaper machine and geared shaper machine. Okay, this is the first classification of your shaper machine according to the RAM driving mechanism. Which driving mechanism we are going to use? According to that, shaper machine is going to classify into three types. First is the crank shaper. In this crank shaper, we are going to use the slotted quick return mechanism for reciprocating the RAM. Then next, geared shaper machine. In this type of the shaper machine, we are going to use the gear for reciprocating the RAM. Then next is hydraulic shaper machine. In this hydraulic shaper machine, we are going to use the hydraulic system. Okay, with the help of the hydraulic system, we are going to reciprocate the RAM. It is called as the hydraulic shaper machine. Now, see, the next classification of your shaper machine is according to the position and travel of the RAM. Means how that RAM is going to traveling, whether it is traveling in horizontal or whether it is traveling in the vertical. According to that shaper machine is going to classify. See here, first classification according to this type is the horizontal shaper machine. Okay, then what is meant by the horizontal shaper machine? That horizontal shaper machine is nothing but, in this type of the shaper machine, your RAM is going to reciprocate in horizontal direction. Okay, in this type of the shaper machine, your RAM is going to reciprocate in horizontal direction. Okay, then and such type of the shaper machine, that horizontal shaper machine is generally used for producing the flat surfaces. Okay, now see, second type of the shaper machine according to the traveling of that RAM is vertical shaper machine. Okay, in this type of the shaper machine, when your RAM is reciprocating in vertical direction, when your RAM is reciprocating in upward and downward, means it is reciprocating vertically, that time or such type of the shaper machine is called as the vertical shaper machine. And this vertical shaper machine is generally used for machining the internal surfaces. You have to remember that vertical shaper machines are generally used for machining of the internal surfaces. Okay, and also with the help of that vertical shaper machine, we can use the keyways, slots, and grooves. Okay, this is about the classification of that shaper machine according to the position of the RAM. Horizontal shaper machine and vertical shaper machine. The next type of shaper machine or next classification of that shaper machine is according to the according to the direction of cutting stroke. According to the direction of the cutting stroke. Again, it is very simple. Okay, with respect to that, according to the direction of the cutting stroke, that shaper machine is going to classify into two types. First is the push cut shaper machine, and second is the draw cut shaper machine. Then what is meant by the push type shaper machine? Okay, when or in this type of the machine, okay, in this type of the machine, your forward stroke, it will be your cutting stroke. Okay, suppose this will be the ram is here, and at the ram we are going to attach one single point cutting tool is here. Suppose this is the single point cutting tool and this is the workpiece is there. Okay, when that ram is going to cut the material during the forward stroke, it is called as the push cut shaper machine. Okay, inside that push cut shaper machine, during the forward stroke material is cutting, and during the return stroke material is not cutting. Such type of the machine is called as the push cutter shaper machine. Then again it is reverse. What is meant by the draw cut shaper machine? During the or in that draw cut shaper machine, during the forward stroke, okay, see here, during the forward stroke material is not going to cut. Okay, and during the return stroke material is going to cut. This type of the machine is called as the draw cut shaper machine. Okay, the next classification is according to the design of table. Okay, design of table, and with respect to that shaper machine is going to classify into two type. That is, the first type is the standard or plan shaper machine, and next is the universal shaper machine. Then what is meant by the standard shaper machine? See here, in this standard shaper machine, only two motions are given to the table. Okay, only two motions are given to the table. What are that two motions? We are giving the only horizontal and vertical motion to the tables. Means in this type of the shaper machine, our table is going to move in horizontal as well as in vertical direction. Such type of the shaper machine is called as the standard or plane type shaper machine. And what is meant by the universal shaper machine? In this type of the shaper machine, the three motions are given to your workpiece. What are that three motions? Means in this type of the shaper machine, we can move the table in horizontally, we can move the table vertically, and also we can rotate the table. This is the additional movement. Rotation also we can provide in that universal shaper machine. It is called as that universal shaper machine, because in that universal shaper machine we are going to use the three motions we are going to providing to that table. What are that three motions? Horizontal motion, vertical motion, and tilted motion, means rotational motion we are going to provide to that table, so that it is called as the universal shaper machine. And in the standard or in that plane shaper machine, we are going to provide only two motion to the table, that is the horizontal and vertical. Okay, in this manner your shaper machine is going to classify. Okay, understood? Now see, we are going to discuss regarding to the construction and working of the shaper machine. Construction and working of the horizontal push type shaper machine. Why it is called as a horizontal? Because in this type of the shaper machine, your ram is going to reciprocating horizontally. Why it is called as the push? Because in this shaper machine, during the forward stroke of your ram, material is going to cut, so that it is called as the push type. Okay, now we will discuss in brief the construction and working of that horizontal push type shaper machine. Horizontal, that it is indicate, horizontal means your ram is going to reciprocate in horizontally. Push is indicate that during the forward stroke material is going to cut. Okay, say the construction of that horizontal push type shaper machine. Okay, see, in this type of shaper machine, it consists of the base. See, this is the first part, base. Okay, and on that base again it is provided one column. Okay, on that base the column is mounted. See, this is the part number 2 is the column. Okay, see here, this is the column, and the upper surface of the column, see, the upper surface of the column or the top of that column on guideways is provided. See, this is the guideways. Okay, on the top surface of that column the guideways are also provided. Okay, and also on the front side also, and the front side of that column also guideways are also provided. See, here also guideways are provided and here also guideways are provided. Okay. See, and on this guideways, okay, on this guideways, the RAM is mounted. See, this is the part number 3, RAM. That RAM is going to mounted on this guideways of your column. Okay. Now, see here, the next part is table. See, this is the table, and on that table, the T type of slots are provided. See, okay, see, this is the T type of slots are provided, and on this table, we are going to mount machine hoist. See, this is the hoist. Okay, hoist is mounted on this table with the help of that T slots. Okay, and see, this is the machine hoist is there, and on this hoist there are 2 jaws are there. See, this is the one movable jaw, this is the fixed jaw, and also this machine hoist we are going to provide one hand wheel. Okay, means when that hand wheel is going to rotate, your movable jaw is going to move in this direction, and it will fix the workpiece along with this fixed jaw. Okay, then this is the part number 5. Then next part, that is the RAM. This RAM is going to mounted on the guideways of this column. Okay, RAM, and it is the reciprocating element. See here, and at this end of this RAM, one swelled plate is mounted. And on that swelled plate, okay, scale is provided. Okay, the next part is the tool hand head. It is called as the tool head, or also we can call it as the vertical slide also. It is the tool head is here, and to that tool head one hand wheel is provided. Okay, with the help of that hand wheel we can move that tool head in upward and downward direction. Okay, that tool head we can move upward and in downward direction with the help of this hand wheel. Okay, then see, next part is the clapper box. Okay, clapper box is also provided with this tool head, and here to that clapper box the next part is mounted, or next part is attached, that is the tool post. See, this is the tool post, and in between the tool post and that clapper we are going to mount your tool. See, this is the tool, and that tool, it will be the single point cutting tool we are going to use in that shaper machine. Okay, this is the basic construction. Okay, it consists of base. On that base we are going to mount one column. Okay, on the top of that column we are going to provide the guideways, and also on the front side of that column we are going to provide the guideways. Okay, then in top side of this column we are going to mount one RAM. That RAM is the reciprocating member. Then also it consists of one table. Okay, and on that table the T slots are provided. With the help of that T slot we can easily hold the machine hoist. That machine hoist is mounted on the table, and inside that machine hoist we are going to hold the workpiece with the help of the 2 jaws are provided on that machine hoist. Okay, now say at the end of that RAM we are going to attach one swelled base, and on that swelled base or on that plate we are going to provide the scale. Okay, then next to that RAM we are going to attach one tool head. Okay, and that tool head we can move up and down with the help of the hand wheel is provided to that tool head. Then that tool head, it is attached to the clapper box. Okay, and in between that clapper box and tool post we are going to mount one single point cutting tool is here. Okay, what is the function of that tool post? Okay, inside that tool post we are going to hold our single point cutting tool is here. See, this is the basic construction of that horizontal push type shaper machine. Now say, what is the working principle of that shaper machine? Okay, what is the working principle? Again, it is very simple working principle is there for that horizontal push type shaper machine. What is the working principle? Okay, in this horizontal push type shaper machine, the workpiece is mounted on the table, or we can say that that workpiece is mounted on the hoist. That workpiece is stationary. Okay, once again I am repeating the working principle of that horizontal type shaper machine. In this horizontal shaper type machine, the job is rigidly fixed with the table or on that hoist. The job is fixed. Then in that shaper machine, we are going to use the single point cutting tool. Okay, see here, the single point cutting tool we are going to use, and that single point cutting tool is hold in that ram. Okay, this is the ram, and inside that ram or with the help of that ram, that single point cutting tool is hold. And with the help of the suitable mechanism, okay, for example, we are going to use the quick return mechanism. That quick return mechanism, it is fixed or it is inside this column. Okay, with the help of that quick return mechanism, we are going to reciprocate this ram. We are going to reciprocate this ram. Okay, when your ram is going to reciprocate along this ram, that single point cutting tool is also reciprocate, and it will cut the metal from that workpiece. Okay, this is the simple working principle of your horizontal type shaper machine. Once again, I am repeat, in that horizontal type shaper machine, that workpiece is rigidly fixed on the hoist. Okay, and also in this type of the shaper machine, we are going to use the single point cutting tool. That single point cutting tool is hold with the help of the ram, and that ram is going to reciprocate with the help of the quick return mechanism. Okay, when your ram is moving in forward and backward direction, okay, along with that ram, your single point cutting tool is also reciprocating, and that single point cutting tool, it will cut the material from that workpiece. Okay, on that principle, your horizontal push type shaper machine is going to work. Now see the function of each part. Okay, see, this is the bed or base. We can say the base or bed. That base is heavy casting is here. It is made up from the casting, or it is manufactured with the help of the casting, and it is made up from the cast iron, so that it having high compressive strength. And that function of bed or that base is, it will hold the load of all the parts. Okay, whatever the parts of that machines are there, that all parts are molded with this base, and it will absorb or it will sustain the load of all the parts. Also, it will absorb the vibrations. Okay, whatever vibration are generated during the machining operation, that all operation is going to absorb with the help of this base. Okay, now the next is the column. That column, it is working as the housing, we can say it is the housing. Okay, and that column is mounted on this bed. Again, that column is also made up from the cast iron and with the help of the casting. And in this column, okay, in this column, it consists of all driving mechanism. Whatever driving mechanism are required to that shaper machine, means it consists of the quick return mechanism, it consists of the gears, pulleys, like this. Okay, whatever that all mechanisms are there, driving mechanism, that all driving mechanism is consist inside this column. Okay, and on the upper side of that column, the guideway is also provided, and the front side of that column, the guideway is also provided. Okay, this is about the column. Then next one cross rail is also provided here. Okay, on this guideway, one cross rail is also provided on this front side guideway, and with the help of that cross rail, we can move this table in upward and downward direction. Okay, and this guideway, cross rail is also provided, and with the help of that cross rail, we can move that table in upward and downward direction. See here one rotating also hand wheel is provided. It is called as the elevating hand wheel is there. Okay, when that elevating hand wheel, we are going to rotate in clockwise or anti-clockwise direction. Okay, and with respect to that, your table is going to move in upward and downward direction. When that hand wheel is rotating clockwise, it is moving upward, and it is moving the downward with respect to that. Okay, then ram and tool. That ram is nothing but it is the reciprocating. Okay, it is the reciprocating member, and it carries the single point cutting tool is here. Okay, and also in that ram, and also with the cutting tool, it consists of the tool head is here. Okay, the ram is nothing but it is the reciprocating member. Inside that ram, we are going to use the single point cutting tool is here. Okay, see here, at the end of that ram, we are going to mount it, or we are going to attach one tool head. Okay, what is the function of that tool head? With the help of that tool head, we can move that tool post, or we can move that tool in upward and downward. Okay, means To that tool head, again we are going to provide one hand wheel is here. Okay, when that hand wheel is going to rotate, that time your tool post or your that single point cutting tool is going to move in downward or upward. Okay, now you have to remember what are the motions are there. Okay, means that single point cutting tool we can move upward and downward. This is the first motion we can achieve in this machine. Then this table also we can move upward and downward with the help of this elevating hand wheel, and also one cross slide is provided here. Okay, and here one cross slide hand wheel is provided here. With the help of this cross slide hand wheel, we can move the table in crosswise direction. We can move the table in the crosswise direction. Okay, means that table we are going to give the two motions. Okay, whether that table we can move upward and downward, and also we can move the table in the crosswise direction. Okay, and the tool post also we can move upward and downward direction. Okay, that three motions we can achieve in that horizontal type of shaper machine. See, this is the basic construction and working principle of that horizontal shaper machine. Now see how it is going to work. What is the working? Okay, say that shaper machine is work on the principle of the quick return motion mechanism. Okay, simple, that horizontal shaper machine is going to work on the principle of the quick return mechanism, and already I have explained that quick return mechanism, it is mounted or it is fitted inside this column. Okay, okay, and with the help of that quick return mechanism, okay, with the help of that quick return mechanism, we can reciprocate this ram. Okay, when your ram is going to reciprocate, or when that ram is going to move in forward direction, it is called as the forward stroke, or also it is called as the cutting stroke. And during that cutting stroke, okay, during that cutting stroke, the material is removed from that workpiece. Okay, and when that ram is going to move in backward direction, it is called as the idle stroke, because during that return stroke or during the idle stroke, the material is not removed from the workpiece. Okay, and that next point also you have to remember, that cutting stroke means your forward stroke, it will be moved, or the speed of that forward stroke, it will be less, and the speed of that return stroke, it will be more or higher. Okay, see that working of that quick return mechanism. See, this is the quick return mechanism. Okay, here inside that quick return mechanism, it consists of the driving gear is here. See, this is the driving gear is here. The driving gear is meshed with the crank. This is the crank is here. And on the crank, okay, on the crank, we are going to fix one pin is here. We can say this is the one pin is here. Okay, that pin is mounted on this crank eccentrically. Means it is not at the center. Okay, that pin is mounted on that crank away from the center. Means it is mounted on the eccentrically. Okay, see, again it consists of the slaughter lever is here. See, this is the slaughter lever. Why it is called as the slaughter? Because in that lever we are going to provide one slot is here. See, this is the one slot is provided. Nah? This is the slot is provided in that lever, so that it is called as the slotted lever. Okay, and that slotted lever, okay, from the one side, this slotted lever is fixed. Here that slotted lever is going to fix. Okay, and from that slotted lever, that slotted lever is connected to the sliding block with the help of one link is here. See, this is the link is here. Now how it is going to work, and it is this link, and at the end of that link we are going to attach one sliding block is here. Okay, and that sliding block is present, or it is in that ram housing. See, this is the ram housing is here. Okay, and inside that ram housing our ram is here. Inside that ram housing your ram is here. Okay, when your sliding block is reciprocating inside that ram housing, along with that this ram is also reciprocating. Now see how it is going to work. Simple, this is the construction of that driving mechanism. Means it is the quick return mechanism. Okay, here that driving here, okay, driving here to the initially to that driving here we are going to giving the power from the electrical motor. Okay, with the help of the belt and pulley we are going to giving the power to that driving here with the help of the electrical motor. Okay, means when your supply is going to start, when we are supplying, where we are going to start the supply, during that your driving gear is start rotate. Okay, because that driving gear is meshed with that crank, so that that crank is also start rotate. Okay, that crank is also start rotate. Whenever crank is start rotate, along the crank, this pin is also start rotate because it is fixed on that crank. Okay, whenever pin is start rotate along with this crank, okay, due to that, because of the rotation of that pin, that slotted lever is also move forward and backward. It will, that slotted lever, it will move forward and backward. Okay, when that slotted lever, it is moving forward or backward. Okay, because of that, because of this movement of that lever, this link is also start to move in forward and backward direction, means your RAM is going to move reciprocating. Okay, in this fashion or in this manner, that quick return mechanism is going to work. Okay, so please, I will show you one animation so that you will understood better. See, this is the mechanism for quick return mechanism. See here, this is the pinion. This pinion is rotated with the help of the electrical motor. Okay, and that pinion, this pinion is meshed with this gear. Okay, on that gear, we are going to use one pin, or we can say it is the slaughter. Sorry, it is the block. One pin is here, and that pin is fixed, or that pin is inserted into that slot. See, this is the slot is provided on that slaughter, and that slaughter is connected to that block with the help of that link. Now see how it is going to work. Okay, now see here, when we are connecting the supply to that shaper machine, that time this quick return mechanism, that quick return mechanism is also start. Okay, and it will provide the reciprocating motion to that RAM. Okay, and when your RAM is, once it is reciprocating, during the forward stroke it will remove the material, and during the return stroke it will not remove the material. Okay, in this fashion we can drive the shaper machine. Okay. Okay, understood? The driving mechanism for the shaper machine, that is the crank and slotted lever quick return mechanism. It is called as the crank and slotted lever quick return mechanism. Okay, with the help of this quick return mechanism, we are reciprocating this RAM, and when RAM is reciprocating, it will remove the material during the forward stroke, and it will not remove the material during the cutting stroke. Okay, in this manner, your shaper machine is going to work. Okay. Now next, see the specification of shaper machine. Okay, it is similar to the lathe machine. We are knowing that whenever we want to purchase any machine from the market, it is necessary to, we have to do the study of the specification. Okay, just observing the specification or just doing the study of that specification, then we can easily manufacture, we can easily purchase any machine from the market. Now see here, which points are there, or which specifications are there regarding to that shaper machine. Okay, suppose we want to purchase the shaper machine, that time these following points we have to observe. See, this first specification of that shaper machine is, what is the maximum length of that stroke. Okay, that is the maximum stroke length will be there. Then we have to observe what is the size of that table. Okay, whatever table we are going to use in that shaper machine for holding the workpiece, that what is the length, what is the width, and what is the depth of that table, so that we can easily understand how much big workpiece we can easily hold on that table. Okay, for this purpose we have to see this specification. The next specification of that shaper machine is maximum vertical and horizontal travel of table, means how much long the table is moving horizontally and vertically. Okay, this information we will get from this specification. The next specification of that shaper machine is maximum number of stroke per minute. Okay, how much stroke is produced by that machine in minute. Okay, in 1 minute how much strokes are produced by that shaper machine. Okay, that point also there. Then power for the drive motor. Okay, whether it is required the 3 HP, whether it is required the 5 HP motor. Okay, then next specification, which type of the quick return mechanism, okay, which type of quick return or which type of the mechanism is required to reciprocate the RAM of that Saper machine. We are knowing that there are the different types of driving mechanism we can use in the Saper machine. We can use the quick return mechanism, we can use the gear type mechanism, we can use the hydraulic mechanism. Okay, that point also we have to observe which type of the mechanism is required or which type of the mechanism is there for this particular Saper machine. Then how much floor face is required. Okay, how much floor face is required for that particular Saper machine. Then what is the weight of that Saper machine in the ton. Okay, that all specification we have to check during purchasing of any Saper machine. Okay, these are the basic specification of that Saper machine. Okay, now see next point, that is the hydraulic Saper machine. Okay, what is meant by the hydraulic Saper machine? Inside that hydraulic Saper machine, we are going to reciprocate the RAM with the help of the hydraulic system. Okay, in that earlier whatever Saper machine we have seen, inside that Saper machine we are going to use the quick return mechanism. Okay, with the help of that quick return mechanism we have reciprocate the RAM, but in that hydraulic Saper machine we are going to reciprocate this RAM. See, this is our RAM is here, and that RAM we want to reciprocate forward and backward with the help of the hydraulic system. Then what is meant by the hydraulic system means we are going to, in this Saper machine we are going to use the hydraulic system, means we are going to use the hydraulic oil. Okay, with the help of that pressure of that hydraulic oil we are going to reciprocate the RAM. See, this is the diagram for that hydraulic Saper machines here. It consists of this reservoir is here. Okay, inside that reservoir or sump we can store the hydraulic oil. Okay, again in this hydraulic Saper machine it is it consists of the hydraulic pump is here. Okay, pump is here. With the help of that pump we can suck this hydraulic oil. Then again it consists of the direction control valve. See, this is the reservoir, this is the pump. Okay, there are different types of the pumps are there. With the help of that pump we can easily suck the oil from that reservoir. The next part of that hydraulic system is the direction control valve. Okay, direction control valve. Okay, with the help of the direction control valve we can change the flow of that hydraulic oil. Okay, we can change the direction. Simple, we can change the direction of that hydraulic oil. For this purpose we are going to use this hydraulic direction control valve. Then again it consists of the double acting cylinder. See, this is the double acting cylinder is present in that hydraulic system. Why it is called as double acting cylinder? See here, inside that double acting cylinder it consists of the one piston is here, and the rod of that piston, see, this is the rod of that piston, and that rod is attached to your ram, or it is to the ram housing. Okay, here two ports are provided. Okay, in this cylinder, whatever cylinder we are going to use in that hydraulic system, that cylinder we are going to provide the two ports. This is the inlet, suppose this is the outlet, so that it is called as the double acting. Means on the both the side, means on the both the side we are going to supply the oil. Okay, see here, this is the basic construction. Again it consists of the one this is the one lever is here, stroke change lever. It is called as the stroke change lever. With the help of that lever we can change the position of pulls, whatever pulls are present inside the direction control valve. Okay, we can easily change the position of that pulls with the help of this stroke change lever. Okay, and here on this ram, here two limit switches are provided. It is called as the toppers. Okay, it is called as the toppers. We can say it is the S1, it is the S2. Two toppers are provided. Okay, this is the basic construction. This is the RAM, and this is the similar to whatever that we are using for general Saper machine. It is the same. Means it consists of the tool post. It is consist of the tool holder. Okay, Saper head, like this single point cutting tool. It is similar. Okay, once again I will repeat, in that hydraulic system it consists of the one sump, or we can say it is the reservoir. The function of that reservoir is to store the hydraulic oil. Then it consists of the pump. Okay, with the help of that pump we can easily suck the hydraulic oil from that reservoir. Then this oil is going to, or it is supplied to the direction control valve. Inside the direction control valve it consists of the different types of pulls are there. and with the help of that direction control valve, we can change the direction of that fuel. Sorry. With the help of that direction control valve, we can change the direction of that hydraulic oil. Okay. Again, it consists of the double acting cylinder. Inside that double acting cylinder, it consists of the piston is here. See, this is the piston and this is the piston rod, and that piston rod is attached to the this ram housing. Okay. See here. See the working, how that hydraulic machine is going to work. Simple. See this position or this part. This is the double acting cylinder is here. This portion we can call it is the piston side. This side we can say it is the piston side. Okay, it is called as the piston side, and this side we can call it is the rod side. Okay, because here rod is here and it is the piston. Okay, this side we can call it is the piston side, and this side we can call it is the rod side. The rod side. Simple. Okay. Okay, for your better understanding, please see the circuit diagram for that hydraulic shaper machine. We are knowing that in that shaper machine we are having two strokes are there. Okay, what are that two stroke? First stroke is the forward stroke. Okay, forward stroke, and during the forward stroke we are going to cutting the material. Means our forward stroke it will be slow, and next stroke it will be the return stroke. During the return stroke we are not removing the material and it will be the slow. Okay, that two stroke we want to produce with the help of the hydraulic system. With the help of the hydraulic system, we want to produce the two stroke, that is the forward stroke and that return stroke. Now, how we can produce the forward and return stroke with the help of that hydraulic system? We can understood with the help of this hydraulic circuit. Okay, hydraulic circuit diagram is here. See here, and this is for the forward stroke. This is for the forward stroke. Again, see, it is the reservoir is here. This is the pump. With the help of the pump, we can suck that hydraulic oil. Okay, and that from the pump that whatever hydraulic oil we have sucked from that reservoir, that pressurized hydraulic oil, it is supplied to the this direction control valve. This is called as the direction control valve. Okay, direction control valve. 4x3 direction control valve we are going to use. 4 means 4 ports are there and 3 pulls are there, or 3 okay positions. Now suppose this is the P port is here, we can say, and this is the B port is here. This is the A port, A for actuator, R port for the reservoir. See, this is the basic structure. Okay, then during the forward stroke, or how that forward stroke is carried out. See, from the reservoir, pump is suck the hydraulic oil and it will pressurize, and that pressurized hydraulic oil, it is supplied to the direction control valve. Okay, when your P port is connected to the B, when your P port is connected to the port B, that time that hydraulic oil, it will be supplied through this and it will enter into this piston side. It is called as the piston side. Okay, when that pressurized hydraulic oil is entered into the piston side, that time it will create the pressure and it will apply the force on this piston side. Okay, and because of that hydraulic pressure, that piston is going to move in this direction. Okay, when that piston is moving in this direction, that time whatever oil is present inside that rod side, that oil is supplied through this line and through this port, and it is going to the reservoir. Okay, when during the forward stroke, that pressurized oil, it will supply to the piston side, it will apply the force on that piston, and your piston rod or your piston, it will move in this forward direction. Okay, when that piston is moving in that forward direction, that time that piston rod is connected to that ram, so that your ram is moving in forward direction. And during the forward direction, whatever oils are present in this side, in that rod side, whatever oils are present, that oils, it will be moved through this line and it will go to the reservoir. Okay, in this manner your forward stroke is completed. Now see how that return stroke is completed. Okay, return stroke. See, this is the picture for the return stroke. During the return stroke, okay, see here, during the return stroke, what happened? During the return stroke, the oil from the reservoir, it is sucked by the pump. Again, it is given to the this direction control valve, and this direction control valve, it will change the positions of that spool. Okay, see here, see this diagram. When during the forward stroke, at the initial of that forward stroke, this lever, it will be at this position. Your lever, it will be at the S1 position. Okay, when your forward stroke is completed, that time this lever is also moving to the S2. Okay, when that lever is turned to that S2, automatically that direction control valve, it will be shift its pulls and it will change the direction of your oil. Okay. Then during the return stroke, what will happen? Your this line is going to, it will be connected, means your P port is going to connected to the A port and it will supply the oil to the rod side. Okay, and it will create the pressure and it will apply the force on this piston, so that your piston, it will going to move in backward direction. During this return stroke, whatever oils is present in this piston rod, sorry, in the piston side, that oil, it is again moving to the reservoir through the port B and R. To the port B and R. Okay. During the forward stroke, what is the position of your direction controller? That P port is connected to the B port and it supply the oil, pressurized oil in this piston rod, in the piston side. So that piston is going to move in forward direction. And during the return stroke, your P is going to connect it to the A and it will supply the oil into this direction and it will push the piston in this direction. Okay. Okay, in this manner, your hydraulic shaper machine is going to work. Okay. Okay. So any problem, any doubt is there, whether you understood? Yes. Please give me reply.
Yes, sir.
Whether you understood or not.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Only
Yes, sir.
student they have given the reply.
Sir.
Okay, so can I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now we are going to move toward the next point, that is the our shaper machine is completed. Now we are going to move toward our next machine, that is the planer machine. Okay, what is meant by the planer machine? Again, it is similar to the shaper machine. It is this type of the machine we can use for the production purpose. Okay, and in this planer machine, okay, in the planer machine, we are going to use, or in this planer machine, that our workpiece is mounted on the table. Okay, your workpiece is mounted on your table. See, this is the table, and on that table we are going to mount the workpiece. Okay, and in this planer machine we are going to reciprocate the table. Okay, in the planer machine we are going to reciprocate the table, and in this machine, okay, in this machine we are going to put tool as a stationary. Whatever that single point cutting tool we are going to use in that planer machine, that single point cutting tool we are going to fix, and only table we are going to reciprocate. Okay, and when your table is reciprocating in forward and backward direction, okay, according to that, it will remove the material from that workpiece. Okay, this is the basic principle of your planer machine. Okay, then what is the difference between that shaper machine and that planer machine? In that shaper machine, we are going to use only one single point cutting tool. Okay, but in that planer machine, we can use the more than one single point cutting tool. Okay, this is the basic similar difference between that shaper and planer. See, this is the double housing planer machine. Okay, this is the double housing planer machine is here. Okay, now first up we will see the construction of that planer machine, and then we'll move toward the working of that planer machine. See here, in that construction of that planer machine, again it consists of the first part, that is the bed. Again, on the both the side of that bed, we are going to mount two vertical columns are there. Okay, in that planer machine, it consists of the bed, and on the both the side of that bed, we are going to mount two vertical columns are there. See, this is the vertical column number 1, this is the vertical column number 2. Okay, and on the face of that vertical columns, that two vertical columns, okay, on the face of that two vertical column, we are going to provide guideways. Okay, here we are provided guideways. Okay, and here on that on that two vertical column, we are going to mount one cross rail. See, this portion is called as the cross rail, is mounted with the help of that two vertical columns. Okay, or also that two vertical column, also it is called as the housing. Okay, and on that cross rail, okay, see, this is the cross rail, and on that cross rail also we are going to provide the guideways. Okay, and on that cross rail we are going to use tool post. See, this is the tool post is here. Then what is the function of that tool post? The function of that tool post, or inside that tool post, we are going to hold the single point cutting tool. See, this is the single point cutting tools here. Okay, already I have told you, in that planer machine we can use the one or more than one tools. Means in that planer machine generally we can use the up to four single point cutting tool we can use. See here on that cross rail we can use the two single point cutting tool, and on that two vertical columns we can use the two single point cutting tool. See, this is this one single point cutting tool, this is the second single point cutting tool, and on that on that cross rail also we can use the two single point cutting tool. Okay, so that in that planer machine we can use at least four single point cutting tool. Okay, and here on that bed, okay, on that bed it consists of, or it is mounted table. Okay, on that bed we are going to mount one table is here, and that table it will be reciprocate. Okay, that table it will be reciprocate with the help of the suitable mechanism. Okay, and in that planer machine we are going to use the open and crossed belt drive mechanism. Open and cross belt drive mechanism. Okay, with the help of that open and cross belt drive mechanism we can reciprocate this table, and on that table our workpiece will be mounted. Okay, on that table workpiece is mounted. See, this is the workpiece is mounted on that table, and this table we can reciprocate with the help of the open and cross belt drive. Okay, it is reciprocate, and this tool, with the help of this single point cutting tool, we can remove the material. Okay, see here, this tool post we can move longitudinally. Okay, this tool post we can move longitudinally on that cross rail, because on that cross rail the guideways are provided. Also we can in small amount also we can move upward or downward this this tool head or that tool post also slightly we can move upward and downward also, and also we can move it longitudinally, because on that cross rail we are provided the guideways. With the help of that guideway we can move that tool post longitudinally, and also in small amount this tool post also we can move upward and downward. See here again, whatever tool post we are mounted on that vertical column, that tool post also we can move upward and downward with the help of the guideways which is provided on that vertical column, and also we can move that tool post in forward and backward direction in small amount. Okay, with the help of that all the motion we can achieve the height between that tool post and work table. Okay, see here, this is the real picture of your double housing planer machine. See, this is the bed is here. Again, bed it is made up from the cast iron, it having high compressive strength, it will hold all the part of your machine, and also it will absorb the vibrations, whatever vibrations are generated during the machining, that vibration also absorbed. Then on that bed the guideway is also provided. On that guideway we are going to provide the table. See, this is the table is here, and on that table, okay, the surface of that table is good finished, and on that table we are going to mount your workpieces here. Okay, and say this is the two vertical columns are there. See, this is the two vertical columns are there. On the face of that vertical column, see, this is the guideways are provided, and with the help of that guideway we can reciprocate or we can move upward and downward this cross rail. See, this is the cross rail, we can move upward and downward. Okay, and on that cross rail, see, on that cross rail we have mounted on the tool post or tool head. Okay, with the help of that tool post or with the help of that tool head we can hold the single point cutting tool. Okay, and this, with the help of that tool and with the help of that reciprocating motion of your table, we can remove the material from that workpiece. And you have to remember that reciprocating motion of that table we can achieve with the help of the open and closed belt drive mechanism. Okay, that such type of the quick return mechanism we can use in the double housing planer machine. Okay. Now see, this type of quick return mechanism we can use in the planer machine. Okay. With the help of the open and cross belt drive. Okay, with the help of this quick return or with the help of this belt drive, we can reciprocate our table. Okay, you have to remember, in that planer machine we are reciprocating the table. Okay, and in the shaper machine we are reciprocating the RAM. Okay, for reciprocating the RAM we are using the slotted and crank and slotted lever mechanism, but in that planer machine we are going to use the open and cross belt drive. With the help of this belt drive we can easily reciprocate the table. Now we will discuss how that mechanism is going to work. Okay, see in this open and cross belt drive mechanism, it consists of one counter shaft is here. See, this is the counter shaft is here, and that counter shaft we can rotate with the help of the electrical motor. Okay, with the help of the electrical motor we can rotate this counter shaft. Okay, see here, in that counter shaft, okay, on that counter shaft it consists of the two sets of the pulley. See, this is the one set of the pulley, this is the two set of the pulley. Okay, again it consists of the one pinion drive shaft, we can call it is the pinion shaft. This is the pinion shaft. Okay, that shaft we want to rotate. Okay, and at the end of this shaft, this shaft we are going to mount one, or we have attached one pinion. Okay, this is the pinion, and that pinion, this pinion, see this type of the pinion is here, and this pinion is meshed with the rack. Here we are going to mount here, rack is here. Okay, here we are going to place, or here we are going to mount one rack is here. Okay, when this shaft is rotating, that time your pinion is also start rotating, and that pinion it will be convert the rotary motion into the reciprocating. Okay, when that pinion is meshed with the rack, so that your rack is also reciprocate. Okay, when your rack is moving forward, the table is also moving forward, and your forward stroke is completed. And when your rack is moving in backward direction, that time table is also moving the backward, and your return stroke is completed. Now, but how it is work? Okay, this is the simple introduction. Now see the construction and working of that driving mechanism. Okay, see here two sets of pulleys are here, and in this mechanism we are going to use the two types of the belt. One is the open belt. Open belt drive means such type of the belt drive, it is called as the open belt drive. And also we are going to use the crossed belt drive. See, this is the crossed belt drive. Okay, two belts we are going to use in this mechanism. First is the open belt drive, and second is the crossed belt drive. Then what is the purpose of using that both the drive? See, you have to remember the open belt drive. The open belt drive we can use for the return stroke. Okay, with the help of that open belt drive we can achieve the return stroke, and with the help of the cross belt drive means with the help of this belt drive we can achieve the forward stroke. That point you have to remember. Once you have to remember this, automatically you understood the working. Okay, open belt we can use for the return stroke, and cross belt we can use for the open belt we can use for the return stroke, and cross belt we can use for the forward stroke. Okay, whenever we want to forward whenever we want to reciprocate this table in forward direction, that time we can use the cross belt drive, and whenever we want to reciprocate that table in backward direction, that time we can use the open belt drive. Okay. Now see, basic fundamental things is there regarding to that belt drive. See, this is the cross belt drive is here. See, this is the pulley is here. Okay, this is the pulley, and on that pulley where mount, this is the cross belt is here. When in that cross belt, when this pulley is rotating in clockwise direction, that time it is rotating in anti-clockwise. You have to remember, in the cross belt drive, when this pulley is rotating clockwise, that time it is rotating in anti-clockwise. See here, see, suppose, see, when and in the open belt drive, when this pulley is rotating in clockwise direction, along with that, this pulley is also start rotating in clockwise direction. Okay, you have to remember during the in the cross belt drive, when this pulley is rotating clockwise, that time this pulley is rotating in anti-clockwise direction, and when this pulley is rotating in clockwise, again it is also rotating in same direction. Now see here. Now see the construction. It is consist of the one counter shaft is here. On that counter shaft were mounted here different types of pulleys are here. Okay, and on that counter shaft, whatever pulleys are there, on that pulley we are going to mounted one two belts are there. See, this is the open belt drive is here. This is the cross belt drive is here. Okay, and on this shaft, whatever shaft pinion shaft is there, on that pinion shaft we are going to use the two types of different pulleys are there. Okay, two types of different pulleys we are going to use here. See, in this on this belt we are going to use the two types of the pulley. First is the fast pulley. Okay, fast pulley, and second is the loose pulley. Then what is the function of fast pulley and loose pulley? That fast pulley is connected or it is fixed with the shaft. That fast pulley it is fixed with this shaft, and this loose pulley it is not fixed with this shaft. It is freely rotate. Okay, that loose pulley, whatever that loose pulley were mounted on this shaft, it is freely rotate. Means when that loose pulley is rotate, that time your shaft is also not rotate. Means it is freely rotate on the shaft, but your fast pulley is rotate along the shaft, along the fast pulley your shaft is start rotating. Means you are knowing the working of the clutch, whatever clutch we are going to use in our automobile. When we are pressing the clutch, that time what will happen? Your clutch is going to disengage. But when clutch is disengaged, that time your engine is rotating but power is not transmitting. Okay, and where we are engaging the clutch, that time what will happen? Engine is start rotating and power is transmitting. In similar manner, means when your fast pulley is rotating, that time this pinion shaft is also start rotating, but your loose pulley is rotating, that time this shaft is not rotating. Only pulley is rotating because it is freely rotate. It is not fixed with this shaft. Okay, see here. Here this is the size of this pulley is smaller and the size of pulley is higher. Okay, it means that when this pulleys rotate fastly, that time this pulleys rotate slowly, because and here we are mounted the cross belt drive. Means this pulleys rotate fastly, this pulleys rotate slowly. Means during the forward stroke we will get the slow motion. Okay, slow motion means when this belt. Okay, see the first portion. When suppose we want to carry out the forward stroke, during the forward stroke what will happen? This belt, during the forward stroke, this cross belt, it will be on the fast pulley. It will be on the fast pulley. Yeah? You have to remember, during the forward stroke, your cross belt, it will be on the fast pulley. See, this is the fast pulley, this is the loose pulley. During the forward stroke, your cross belt, it will be on the fast pulley. And we are knowing that when this belt is rotating, that fast pulley is also start rotating, and when we are knowing that when the fast pulley is rotating, means this shaft is also start rotating, and along with this shaft this pinion also start rotating, and pinion is meshing with the rack, so that rack it will be moving in forward direction. Why it is moving forward direction? Here this pulley it is rotating in this direction, and this pulley it is rotating in anti-clockwise direction. Means your pinion is rotating in anti-clockwise direction. Sorry. Okay, and it will produce the forward motion. Okay, now our forward stroke is completed. That time forward stroke is completed. Now during the forward stroke is completed, that time with the help of this strip dog. Okay, see here, this is the strip dog. With the help of that strip dog, we have to change the position of that cross belt. Means we have to shift that cross belt from the fast pulley to the loose pulley. When we are pressing this fast pulley, when we are pressing this belt, cross belt from the fast pulley to the loose pulley, that time it will not transmitting the power. Means only pulley is rotating. Means when your cross belt is rotating, along the cross belt your loose pulley is rotating, but it is not transmitting the power to this pinion. During that also we have to shift this open belt from the loose pulley to the fast pulley. Means we have to shift our open belt on the fast pulley. Okay, now here your cross belt is on the loose pulley, so that it is not transmitting the power, and that open belt is on the fast pulley, so that this pulley is rotating. During that, this fast pulley of that open belt, it is also rotating, and it is rotating that pinion, and your pinion, it will be reciprocate this table or reciprocate the rack, and it will moving in forward, backward direction. Okay, in the backward direction. Means here, when this pulley is rotating in this direction, means your this pinion is also rotating in this direction. Okay, it is rotating in this direction. It is rotating in this direction, means your rack is moving in backward direction, means your return stroke is completed with the help of this open belt. Okay, and whenever we want to perform the forward stroke, that time we have to just shift this cross belt on the fast pulley. Okay, when your cross belt is on the fast pulley, that time that pinion is rotating and it is forwarding the table in the forward direction. Okay, you have to remember, the two sentence. The open belt we can use for the reverse stroke, and the cross belt we can use for the forward stroke. Okay, and when your belts on the loose pulley, that time power is not transmitting, and when your belts are on the fast pulley, then and then only power is transmitted. Okay, understood or not? Yes, whether you understood this mechanism
Yes, sir.
or not? कसं होणार आहे वर्किंग याचं? वन्स अगेन आय एम रिपीटिंग इन मराठी. दिस इज द काउंटर शाफ्ट. हा काउंटर शाफ्ट कसा रोटेट होणार आहे? इट इज रोटेटिंग विथ द हेल्प ऑफ द इलेक्ट्रिकल मोटर. ह्याच्यामध्ये दोन आपण बेल्ट वापरतो, एक ओपन बेल्ट ड्राईव्ह आणि क्लोज्ड बेल्ट ड्राईव्ह. ओके, आता मला काय करायचं? फॉरवर्ड स्ट्रोक घ्यायचा आहे. फॉरवर्ड स्ट्रोक घेताना आपल्याला काय करावं लागतंय? कुठला बेल्ट आपण वापरतोय फॉरवर्ड स्ट्रोक साठी? क्रॉस बेल्ट वापरतोय. बरोबर आहे का? तर हे जर पुली क्लॉकवाईज रोटेट होत असेल तर ही अँटी क्लॉकवाईज रोटेट होणार आहे. ओके, अँड व्हाईस वर्सा. येते लक्षात? आणि क्रॉस बेल्ट व्हेन, ओके, and during the forward stroke we have to shift that cross belt on the fast pulley only. Okay, when your cross belt is on the fast pulley, then and then only power is transmitting to the pinion, and pinion is reciprocate this rack and it will reciprocate the table. And during the return stroke we have to shift this belt from first upon, you have to shift this cross belt from the fast pulley to the loose pulley, so that your this cross belt drive, it will be stopped, means it will does not transmit the power to this shaft. Okay, and similarly that time, okay, the same time also we have to shift this open belt from the loose pulley to the fast pulley, means your this open belt is engaged and it will transmit the motion, and that open belt, it is transmitting the motion in only one direction, so that this table is moving in backward direction. See this, you have to imagine these two figures. Okay, just have to imagine when this pulley is rotating in clockwise direction, that time it is rotating in anti-clockwise direction. See here, in this manner, this your pinion is rotating. Okay, and during that cross belt drive, this pinion is rotating in this manner, means it is reciprocate this rack in this direction. And when this pulley during the return stroke, your open belt is engaged, and during that this pulley is rotating in this manner. Okay, and this pinion also rotating in the same manner, and it is reciprocating this ramp in this direction, and the table is also reciprocating. Okay, in this manner, that open and crossed belt drive mechanism is used in that planer machine, and with the help of that mechanism we can reciprocate the table in that planer machine, and we can remove the material from this workpiece, just keeping that single point cutting tool stationary. Okay, so any problem, any doubt is there, whether you understood? Okay, I will also show the animation regarding to that belt drive mechanism. See here, this is the open belt, this is the cross belt drive is here. Okay, suppose this is the small pulley is here, and this pulley is rotated with the help of the electrical motor is here. When that electrical motor is start rotate, this shaft is start rotate, and this pulley is also start rotate, but speed of that pulley is high, and again that cross belt, it is attached to this pulley, and the size of that pulley is higher, so that this pulley is rotating slowly. Means because why it is rotating slowly? Because during the forward stroke we have required the less speed. Okay, and see here, when your pulley is rotating, when this pulley is rotating in this direction, it is rotating in this direction, and this pinion, it is engaged with this gear is engaged with the pinion, and that pinion is engaged with your rack, and it is reciprocating. See, this is the table, cross rail, open. Yeah. This is the driving pulley shifting. Okay. This is the counter shaft is here. This is the pinion. This is the rack. It is mounted below the table. It is engaged with the table. This is the motor. Now see, forward stroke is completed. Okay. With the help of this cross belt drive. Now we want to shift the belt. म्हणजे काय करावं लागेल आपल्याला या ठिकाणी आता? That cross belt we want to transmit or shift from the fast pulley to the loose pulley, so that this drive it will be closed, and we want to do the return stroke. During that we have to engage this open belt with the fast pulley. See here. During the return stroke, now see it is changing and it is engaged. Okay, this is the shifting of shaft on the fast pulley and loose pulley. You have to remember, when your shaft is on the fast pulley, then and then power will be transmitted, and when your belt on the fast pulley, then and then power will be transferred, and when your belt on the loose pulley, that time power will not be transmitted. Now see, this is the loose pulley, and right now this belt is on the fast pulley, means your forward stroke is going on, and when this belt is on the loose pulley, that time this is disengaged. Your open belt is engaged and it will carry out the return stroke. Now see here, it is only rotating. It is only rotating. Okay. So understood? Whether you understood which point we have covered in today's lecture, we have covered the classification of the shaper machine, construction and working of the horizontal push type shaper machine, specification of shaper machine, working and construction of that double housing planer machine, and also we have discussed this quick return mechanism which is used for reciprocate the table of your planer machine. Okay, whether you have understood, please anybody give the reply. Hello, whether you understood or not, please.
Yes, sir. Understood.
Yes,
Yes, sir. Understood.
Kiran. Okay, Kiran Kasgowde.
Yes, sir. Understood.
Okay, thank you.